Hey, so I decided to make this video about packing for Mera Peak this year. This is my third time up in the mountains in that region, and I thought it might be helpful for the guys going with me and maybe for somebody else too. You do generally get a packing list from your guide service, and as far as I know this year you have to go with a guide service. It's required to enter the country. You need an invitation, and so I don't know how else you might get that unless you are with a guide service. So I'll just start off with like health stuff. First aid kit. I got some moleskin in here, a number of over-the-counter items, Imodium, naproxen, Tylenol. I actually have some heat pads if we get really cold up there. Sometimes that's nice. Some Benadryl. And I also carry Pedialyte packs, so for rehydration, some famotidine. I've got some Band-Aids in here of various sizes. And in addition to these, I'm a pharmacist. I'll be carrying some medications, prescription medications, antibiotics, ondansetron for nausea. Of course, you definitely are going to use Diamox if you're going up there, so it's totally fine and safe. It does have side effects. You do get some tingling, or at least I do, and you have to go pee a lot. But beyond that, it's fine. And so you'll be taking that up there. In addition, you will have chlorine tablets to purify your water. Those are usually provided by the guide service, and so is the Diamox. You don't necessarily have to take it with you, but if your local doctor will prescribe it for you and you're more comfortable getting it from them, then do that. In addition, it looks like I've got some really funny tweezers in here that my kids picked out. So that's sort of the basic first aid kit. I just keep mine in a bag, pint-sized freezer bag, and your guide should have one as well. In addition to this, he'll have some the blood oximeter, probably taking it every day to make sure nothing's going crazy on that front. I'll take some talc powder. This actually has some antifungal in it. I don't think I'll take that size container. I'll probably take it out of there. Lip balm. This will go with me on the mountain. I prefer this style that squeezes out of a little thing on my lips. They do recommend with sunscreen. This does have sunscreen in it. Also, if you just heard a plane go by, that's because we're on a landing path for a small airport. Of course, your toothbrush. I like to floss every single day. I'm really concerned about getting sick, so getting the stuff out from between my teeth so it's not in there rotting the whole time is really important to me. These are some really nice scissors. I've been caught up on the mountain before with trying to cut things, and crappy scissors that came in my sewing kit, which I'm not showing here this time because I need to go buy a new one. Those scissors were worthless, and that was a real problem. So the rest of the sewing kit was fine, just cheap sewing kit off Amazon or something like that. I don't remember. I got these off Amazon. I don't know. They do work though. They're actually pretty good. In addition, I think there's some nail clippers in here too. You're going to need to clip your nails if you're up there for 3 weeks, if they grow like mine do at least. Going to need some sunscreen. Probably just for your face and maybe your hands, maybe a little bit up your arms. I mean, my skin does tan. But I'm not wearing shorts up there, so it's usually just, my hands, the lower parts of my arms, face and neck, and of course my bald head is covered all the time. I always wear a hat, so. And there is another plane landing. So earplugs, really important. You don't ever know about your noise level, but I've never had a serious issue. But if you're staying with somebody who snores, which Popoji, who I'm going with, he snores at night, so he usually doesn't snore on the mountain, but I'm bringing it. Okay, hand sanitizer, we've always carried this. It's 2021, probably everybody has this. Usually we keep it in a little hanger off the side of our bag. We use it before breakfast, lunch, dinner, in between, whatever. I think I carried 3 or 4 of these or something. Like one, really, you don't use very much. You need just a dab. So it's like, I think probably 3 of them last you 3 weeks if you really need it. This toilet paper is just for demonstration purposes, but I recommend about 6 squares a day to go to the bathroom every day. These are bulkier than you need to deal with. You can actually do, in my opinion, a better job just taking your toilet paper off your roll and just making a roll, and we just put it in a Ziploc bag. We do have these travel ones from other trips. Here's your showers. These are wet wipes. This is just what they had at the store last year when we were shopping for last year's trip that didn't happen. So you need 2 a day of these. So you're going to wipe in the morning and wipe before you go to bed, and those are your showers, Start with your face and upper, finish down below. You are going to probably get 2 showers, or at least your guide service says you're going to get 2 showers, but they don't always happen. And the other thing is towels aren't included, so that's a little weird. I do keep like a camp towel. This is enough to actually dry me off after I shuck myself dry. But we usually beg and plead until they give us a towel at the tea house. So it does happen, but so that's kind of all the health stuff. Paperwork wise, you're going to want your itinerary for your trip. So this is us for 18 days, let you know what you're doing the next day. Sometimes your guide service will give you one of these when you get there. So I'd like to print everything out ahead of time. You're going to need photos of yourself, passport photos, your insurance card for your travel insurance. And there's like 8 copies of my passport here. There's going to be one in every bag that I have of mine. You're going to have a big duffel bag provided by your company, typically your expedition bag that you throw everything in, so you're going to want one in there, even if it's loose. Maybe bring some extra Ziploc bags. I always bring a few extra gallon size Ziploc bags for waterproofing things in emergency, and those will go in my pack that I carry on my back. Because the electronics will be with me other than maybe my chargers and stuff. But all that stuff needs to be waterproofed. And in the past we brought trash compactor bags. They're way tougher than regular garbage bags. And you kind of put all your gear in the middle of them and overlap them inside your expedition bag. We've been rained on up there. It would have been really problematic if our stuff had gotten all wet, so we were happy to have them. And like I said, even though they're tougher than regular bags, you got your walking poles and stuff might be in your expedition bag and things get poked, so even with those we did end up with some holes. Sunglasses, I carry these things to hold my glasses on my head, so I'm not pushing them up. I carry clip-on sunglasses. I find that it's a lot better to carry them because they pack down way smaller, and a little travel bag with a wipe for my glasses all in there. And more sort of paperworky stuff. So I carry envelopes for every single person I intend to pay on the trip. So there's one here for the guide, porter, car driver, chef at the camp cook at at base camp, everybody who I think I might tip, plus a good amount, like some amount of reserve, maybe a couple $100 of reserve just in case. Mountain guide is going to get tipped really, really good too. So, and then I keep one envelope that is just money for paying for internet and power at the tea houses, because that's it could be as much as $10 a day for each. That's I don't mind paying that, but it's not for everybody, and we just have to wait and see this year. And I keep even another envelope that is just for meals in Kathmandu. Everything is just separated out. One for the whole guide service. You're going to give them thousands of dollars when you show up. So I like to stay really organized, and I like to have as much of that money in dollars as I can. I have in the past had to get that money out in Nepali rupees, and it's a lot of money. It's a big mess. So, okay, miscellaneous supplies. Extra boot laces, gonna need those in case your laces fail. At least one, you know, two ideally. Oh, another. You get a map typically from your guide service. Looks like this for the Everest region. So it's great. It's a beautiful map. And I just have mine left over. I'll ask my guide service for another one when I get there. So poncho, yeah, gonna want that in your bag, your day bag. So headlamp, of course, with brand new batteries. Maybe an extra set. I don't think we brought an extra set last time, but I did put brand new ones in it. And mine, you know, they can get bumped and turned on, and then you have dead batteries, which is a problem if you're climbing the mountain in the dark, so which we plan on doing. Swiss Army knife, something that always goes with me. I'll have that handy. Okay, so clothing, let's see. Okay, water bottle, clear water bottle only. No funny metal things or something you can't see into. You're going to need to be able to look through this and see if you have you know, floaters and things in here. You can't have any, I think it's called turbinate in there when you use tablets to disinfect your water. It's really important to be able to see your water is clean. So we always carry clear plastic. Okay, so maybe some electronics here. So I carry a solar panel. It's got these little S clips I got at REI. It clips onto the back of my pack, and I can walk with it all day. There's two USBs in here, and you plug those into like a 10,000 watt, which fits inside this, and you put a wire on it, and you just let it charge a little bit all day. Sometimes when you get someplace, if it's nice out, you can just kind of pull it out or lay your bag down wherever you're resting and make sure it's in good position to charge. This will charge one of these in a noticeable rate. It will not charge anything bigger at a noticeable rate. I mean, I think I've done my camera batteries with it too. So I'm going to be carrying two 26,800s, I think. Yeah, 26,800 batteries. The older one is a lot heavier. The new one actually feels lighter and slimmer. I don't know, it's a lot nicer. I wish I had two of the new ones. Here's a 20,000. I've got a second 20,000 I might give to somebody else, sneak in somebody else's bag on our team. And a 10,000, which I do, like I said, carry with me for charging on approach. I mean, I won't carry it on the climb or anything. So, and okay, charging stuff, couple plug adapters. The way we're going, I don't expect any power after we leave Lukla, but I will bring two plug adapters, a charger with two USB A's. I'll be able to charge my phone and my double camera battery charger. So I always just carry an extra one of these. I mean, it's like people need them or whatever. They're super light. If you lose one, it's fine. Camera stuff, I'm going to carry two additional batteries to the one that's in the camera body. I've got this double charger. It was cheap. This is a Sony. These are real Sony batteries. I only carry real Sony batteries. I have problems with generic ones in the past, especially in extreme conditions. Very cold weather. I was at like -40. The generic batteries, they last a few seconds and then they shut down, so not doing that anymore. One thing that's kind of interesting, camera sensor cleaner kits. I've had to clean my camera sensor up on the mountain, which is a delicate procedure, which I don't like doing, but you got to do it. I mean, these sensors, they get to be a mess up there. It is super dusty. I carry, one lens on my Peak Design clip. You know, it's like this and this camera and lens, and I'm swapping lenses quite a bit. This is a wide angle 10-18, and then I carry just a regular super zoom on the camera all the time. So Wipe wise, I carry about 30 of these or something, wet wipes. And then I'm going to carry a few microfiber cloths. Apparently I don't have one in here, but I've got kind of my favorite brand for those. Extra memory stick. I keep a 512 in my Sony A7 III. That's more than enough for photos, video, everything the whole way. I'm not a videographer. I just take stills. So, and even if I do video this year, it's going to be on my iPhone. I'm not going to mess with the camera. It doesn't seem to shoot very well to me without more equipment. So like a really good light or something like that. This is extra 128, actually probably enough for the whole trip, if I'm not going crazy with HDR shots or something, which I have before. I've taken up to 8,000 RAWs on one trip in the Himalayas before. So, scale. You're going to want a scale because you're going to want to weigh your expedition bag at your hotel to determine whether or not you're at 30 pounds. In my experience, the tourist hotels in Kathmandu in Tamil, did have scales downstairs in the lobby, so I don't know what we're going into this time, so I'm carrying a scale. I've used a few different keyboards. I like to blog while I'm up there. I don't want to reflect on my experience any more than maybe one day, that same day. I like to write what's happened that day and what we're up to. I feel like my memory sucks and it's clouded with how I was feeling and reflection and all that, and it's a different thing to write about it later. It's just not the same. So I like to write while I'm up there, and I take this. The guide service recommends that you carry a pencil and a piece of paper or something to write on. So instead, I carry electronics. I've done the really cheap, I think it was Anchor keyboard one time. It worked fine. Had a kind of a bad battery back on it that kept popping open and losing the AA batteries or whatever. But aside from that, it did work fine. I've tried a couple of other keyboards that fold out, are super fancy and are beautiful, and then they fold up and are really great. But in my experience, you can't type on them like this because they just fold up in your lap. And I've had problems with certain keys on them and stuff. So this old Logitech is just freaking great. I love it. So now I'll do my pack. I'm carrying a 55 liter this year up there. It has in the bottom here a waterproof cover. You're going to want a waterproof cover. If you don't have a waterproof cover, when you get to Lukla, you can ask for a waterproof cover. They sell them. They're usually hanging in the shops. Somebody will have one. Or you could get a plastic bag and throw it over. My guide service actually recommends 20 to 30 liter. In my experience, carrying 2 to 3 liter, 2.5 liter pack with 1 or 2 water bottles full of water, that is too much for the packs that size. They don't hold up. So I got this nice frame pack. It's got a really good belt. I like to have pockets on my belt. That's really key for me. I need to get my batteries I want in here, my cleaning supplies for my camera, and I don't know if my iPhone will fit in there because I got the 12 Max. So, but anyway, that's what I like to keep. I love to keep stuff in these. I don't like them in my pants pockets. Peak Design clips. These clips hold my camera and my lens, and they've been fantastic. Last time I was up there, lots of people stopped me and asked me what they were. They're really impressed with them. I think that by this time, most people would have heard of them by now. So, and these bigger bags like this, they don't weigh much more than the small bags. They're just way bulkier. So, yeah, it kind of sucks to have a big bulky thing, but at the same time, it's a way better frame to be holding the kind of water that we want to carry. And then too, you're going to be carrying probably some thermals. Your down jacket might end up in there. Your soft shell jacket might end up in there. It's hard to say how much stuff you're going to feel like carrying on your back during the day, but definitely you're going to be carrying some warm clothes in there every day. So going on to warm clothes. So I use these thermals from Columbia. They kind of have this reflective stuff on the side. I like to carry 2 tops, and I think that's kind of generally recommended. And then I carry 2 bottoms. I actually don't like to wear bottoms very much. I get too hot all the time, even on the craziest, coldest days on my legs. They stay pretty warm, but this is a thin and light, and here's a heavier set. I do end up wearing these sometimes to bed in the tea house, so that if I have to get up in to go to the bathroom at night, I'm not freezing to death. And then here's like, this is the type of underwear I wear up there, you know, just athletic kind of underwear. I normally wear boxers, but these are really good for chafe prevention, I've found. They're really, really nice. A soft shell hat. In the past, I've had a nicer Mountain Hardwear hard shell, and it just, my head gets all sweaty in it and stuff. I mean, even this is a little bit warm, but up there getting too hot's not a problem. But it's got to breathe. All this stuff has got to breathe. So it's really important. Soft shell is your friend. Don't go with hard shell unless you have to. I mean, once you get way up there, yeah, hard shell is absolutely required. But where we go, it's just not that big of a deal, I don't think. Here's a buff, probably my most favored piece of equipment in the whole kit. It is on me every day, one way or another. Probably double as a face mask these days. So goes over your neck and up over your nose like this, protects your face. The wind up there is freezing, and the sun is really harsh and hot. So, okay, so now pants. In the past, I have brought fancy soft shell pants, and they've been fine. They're good, but essentials for me are integrated belt, and I want to carry a belt with me up there. I don't want to deal with it, losing it, keeping track of it, whatever else. So integrated belt's really critical. These pants are great. I might take them. I'm going to wear one pair of pants. I think actually, one time, these pants, this zipper zipped off the back. So anyway, these tend not to hold things very well. So like if you have stuff in your pockets, they just fall out unless you zip them closed. The other thing, like I said, to me, they're just not as comfortable. Just the way they rub on my legs and stuff, they're just not as comfortable. So I might skip it this year and just go with these stretch Zion pants from Prana. So I've got several pairs of them. They're my favorite pants, and like where we're going, whatever. I don't think we need technical pants. It's just not a big deal. So here's what 3 pairs look like, right? I'll wear one and I'll bring 2 with me, and it's like when it's pants change day, it's a pretty exciting day up there. Light gloves. I like to keep these on in the lower elevations just to protect the hands from the wind and the cold and the sun all at the same time. Beanies. I carry one that is like super thin. It's like for me, it's like a hair replacement, whatever. So that's a super thin. I carry another light, very comfortable beanie. This thing, it's just like a regular, nice, light, comfortable beanie. And then I carry this thing. This thing is this crazy Polartec material, and it is so warm, it will make your head sweat. So, okay. You're going to want some extra shoes for around the tea house or whatever. I carry these 2 because these are like trail runners. If my boots were to fail, I would just wear these out. I mean, this is what I would try to hike out with. My boots are these really nice Keens. They've been discontinued. Keen is never going to make a boot this nice again, I would guess. They learned their lesson. This is out of their league. These were European style hikers that they went all out to make. They're wonderful, and they probably didn't sell well because they're too expensive for them. And so like some Asolo or A-Solo for Americans, or La Sportivas, great boots. Those are other boots that I've worn or would like to wear. So whatever is fine. Some good European style hikers, really. I've worn American style hiking boots, but they're just too soft. Actually, they don't hold up. They got beat to hell, and I wish I'd known more about boots the last couple times I went. I wear like a synthetic wool mix, and I think I'm getting darn tough socks this year. I just ordered them. We'll see how they go. I'll test them out on a local mountain here in the next couple weeks. Everything we have goes in packing cubes. So this is a large, whatever, this Bigfoot company no longer exists. I think Eagle Creek makes the brand name versions of them, but these are 10 by 14. They're compression bags, and they are amazing. They really keep everything in your expedition bag sorted. You know, they're awesome. So shirts wise, I'm gonna do a couple shirts like this, just a light synthetic one and two. You know, that's what'll be packed. I'll probably be wearing one too, so in the end I'll actually have three. And then I did, usually it says pack 2 or 3 shirts, so, and plus 1 long sleeve. So I'm going to do 2 short sleeves and 2 long sleeves. Because in my experience up there, a nice light synthetic long sleeve like this really protects your arms from the sun and the wind, the elements really well. And it's just nice to have that protection on your arms. When you're not at very high elevation, it is going to feel hot if you're in the sun, so you may want a short sleeve. So these are my mountain gloves. They're just some mountain hardware gloves. I don't know even what they're called, but they're great. I did get one thing you may want to test that I had problems with. We got stuck one night on the Khumbu Glacier, not far from Everest, and I couldn't get my hand in my glove. Because the gloves I had were these Columbia ones with that reflective type material on the inside. And if you have any condensation about, then it's really hard to get your hand in them. They get really sticky. And it was, the clouds came in on us. We got all clouded out right at sunset, and then got stuck on the glacier. And finding your way out of a glacier at night is no fun. Even in the daytime, it's no fun in my experience. Okay. A light jacket. So this is like, this down jacket is a Ghost Whisperer from Mountain Hardware. It's like a sweater. I mean, it's a warm jacket, but up there you're going to be wearing it all the time, like in the tea houses and stuff. Like, you probably never take that off. I also have this soft shell. It's kind of heavy. I like it a lot. This is a heavy type soft shell with lots of, this pit stuff is breathable, lots of breathability in it. It's a great jacket. I love it, but I think it might be too heavy, and I might be too heavy. So I think the last couple of times I went on these trips, I was 20 pounds lighter, and it makes a big difference how well you fit in your jacket. So I had intended to layer those, and if I was 20 pounds lighter, I'd have a chance. But now, at my current weight, I think I probably could only wear one of those jackets. So I have asked our guide service to provide us with a heavy down jacket for the trip this time. And they said, yeah, that's fine, no problem. And they typically do provide a heavy down sleeping bag as well. You'll need that at your base camp, high camp. Plus you might want to, like I said, wear thermals and everything else to bed. You may be, I've had my buff on and two of my beanies on and gloves and thermal top, everything, and slept that way before in the tea houses when it was really cold. So I don't think I have anything else, so I hope that was helpful.